everyone, I'm Aria. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, then hello, welcome new friends. So today I'm actually building my very first shell challenge. I've never done one of these before. So this shell is for Mum Games Hard on Twitter. So thank you to Tortina for suggesting I try out this challenge. So I am attempting to turn this shell into a crashed rocket ship. I've wanted to do something like this for a while now, and I've never really found the right sort of thing to do or the right shape to do, and I keep changing it and bulldozing it and then building something else. So this seemed like the perfect opportunity to build what I wanted to build, I guess. So hopefully you like how it turns out. I cheated my sim all the way to 6M for this build. I tried building it in Newcrest and it just wasn't working. It didn't have the right kind of vibes for it, the right background, the right lighting. It looked like I'd kind of half-assed it, so I decided to put in the effort, if you can call it that, and came all the way here to build on this lot. So as you can see, I've pulled out a couple of different items that I wanted to use in this build. I make the top floor into a kind of a sleeping area, and then the middle floor is, I guess, like the control room sort of space, and then the bottom floor is it's got like a decontamination area and a storage area. And I'm really proud of it. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It is play tested, but it's not for play, if that makes sense. It's very small. There's not really everything that you would need in here. There's a bed and a full bathroom, but it's not really what I'd say livable. It's literally just for this challenge. So I hope that's okay. I was gonna do it anyway and figured I'd just film it and let you guys kind of see what goes on in my mind, I suppose. So yeah, this is kind of where I'm at in the brain of me. So my fiance is absolutely obsessed with Star Wars, absolutely loves it, and has kind of, I guess, given me the Star Wars bug too. I've seen all of the films at least 5 times now, and I have to admit they are growing on me. They are getting more and more enjoyable every time I watch them. So this, I guess, kind of inspired me, but is, you know, it doesn't really have anything to do with Star Wars. I just like space stuff. So I go pretty heavy on the landscaping in this one, as per my usual style. I've landscaped inside and outside. So I recently watched a video by Bethlehem. I think that's how you say your name. I'm sorry if it's not. She did a really amazing mermaid like castle build, and she landscaped the inside of her build, and it looked absolutely amazing. So I kind of took note from her and tried a little bit in this. Obviously hers was very pretty and mermaidy and just all round beautiful. Mine is not. Mine is a mess. But it is meant to look that way. It's meant to look like, you know, it's very run down, it's crashed, there's not much, you know, not much has survived this crash. And yeah, the environment of 6M has made its way onto the inside. So right now I'm just adding these watermarks from Strangerville. I use a lot of Strangerville and a lot of Get to Work in this build, for obvious reasons. And I really like the way that you can you can create different types of builds with these kind of objects and the cracks that come with vampires, and I used the ones from Jungle Adventure on the outside. I tried using the vampires ones, and they kind of just got hidden in the is it corrugated iron? I think that's what it's called. And yeah, they just kind of got a bit lost. So I tried the Jungle Adventure ones, and they seemed to work a lot better. They were a lot more visible on the outside. So I'm just adding these watermarks pretty much everywhere, and I do add a couple of the, I think they're red swatch, and then I add these food things that come with city living, and then we are onto the bedroom area, bunk area. So I really wanted bunk beds in this room because obviously it's quite a small space, and I figured if you are on a rocket ship there's not going to be just one person, so I thought bunk beds would probably work the best, but since we don't have them I had to make them using a shelf. I this was kind of the best that I could do. I'm not sure whether it looks real or not, I don't know, but I do end up eventually changing the layout because I wanted to add the I think it's a chemistry station, little baby Yoda, who's not actually a baby Yoda, so I've been told. But anyway, so I do clutter this room up. Literally, I don't think you could get any more clutter in this room. To be honest, probably the same with all of the rooms. I end up adding so much stuff that my sim couldn't even get to the computer in the end. But like I said, it's not for play, it's literally just for this shell challenge. So I figured, it doesn't matter too much. So yeah, we're just adding a couple more of these bits and pieces. I wanted it to look very sciencey, and I thought the people that crashed this rocket, maybe they're not there for, space exploration. Maybe they're there for, maybe they don't have quite so good intentions, like is it the smuggler career that you can choose? I figured maybe it was a sim in that kind of career path that crashed this rocket. So I'm using a new microphone today. I haven't quite figured out how to work it yet, so I'm sorry if you can hear things in the background. It seems to pick up absolutely everything, and my upstairs neighbour is having a party, typically. So I'm sorry if you can hear any kind of weird noises. I've, like I said, haven't quite figured out how to use it properly yet, so I'm still messing around with it, trying to get the settings and the volume and everything right. So, but yeah, I'm really glad that I got it. It's definitely an improvement over the headset, I think. So I really enjoyed using all of these kind of spacey spy objects and these like industrial piping things that came with Get to Work. I've never really been able to use them in a build properly before. I think I used a couple of them in my scientist's apartment, but that was, say, more of like a sciencey student, I guess, kind of apartment, whereas this is, full-blown crazy aliens and space and stuff, which in kind of everyday building, you don't really get to use them very much. Like these objects, you don't get to use these objects very much. So I really enjoyed doing this kind of build where, it's completely kind of fantasy and, yeah, not my usual, suburban house style. So I've just changed the bedroom area around, like I said before, to include this chemistry station, and I use an awful lot of debug items in this build. I feel like you even though you get a lot in the normal catalog, there's so much more in the debug menu that should have been included in the normal menu, and I really enjoy using all of those items. So I have a question for all of my building friends. When you create speed builds, do you ever feel like you need to hurry up when you're actually building? So even though when you go into editing you speed the video up, but when you're actually building, do you take your time or do you feel like you need to hurry up? Because whenever I'm doing it, I always feel like I'm kind of rushed for time, like I need to be quick, which is crazy because, you know, it can take me hours to do something like this, but I always feel like I need to hurry up and I need to be fast. So let me know, because I'm curious if it's, you know, just me or if other people feel like that too. So we're just adding some more debug items. I really enjoy what I did with that skeleton. I used the tool mod and lie him down, as you will see a little bit later. So right now I'm just adding lots of bits from the eco expansion, all the bits of rubbish and the food containers, because you know, most people when they're on a spaceship for a really long time, they probably will make a little bit of mess, or at least I would. I also liked adding the Strangerville plants, even though they aren't a kind of a Sixum feature. I thought they looked really cool in this build. I also had these little light orb things. I don't know what they are. Fireflies. Not sure. From is it Realm of Magic? I always forget what the game packs and things are called. But yeah, the magic one. And I think they look really, I don't know, interesting. Because you're kind of like, what are they? Strange little lights. But yeah, I think they look really cool. And now we are onto some of the landscaping from the outside. And I add this kind of board in because the top bed was kind of floating on one end, which looked a bit strange. And then I found this. I was using I think it's just like a roof piece from, I think that was from Strangerville, and then I found this in the debug menu, and it was just, I thought it was perfect for the top of this build. This shell actually came with the roofing already on, so I'm really hoping that I was able to change the roofing. I mean, that's usually what you do with shell challenges, is that you can change the roofing, but because it already came with roofing, I wasn't sure, but by that point, when I thought about it, I'd already kind of got to this point in the build, so I figured, you know, if it's not, then never mind. So these vines and things that came with Jungle Adventure, I wasn't really sure about them because they don't really match the rest of the landscaping very well, but I liked how they came through the inside of the build, and I thought that looked really interesting. So now we are on to the interior landscaping. I kind of flit about between inside and outside because, you know, this build is so small. Most things kind of clipped in, and well, I put them inside and they clipped outside, so I had to change the sizing, but I think it looks really good in the end. I like all of the colors that come with these Sixum plants, and the way that these red leaves kind of glow, I guess. They've got like an electricity sort of current running through them in live mode, and I think that's really cool. So now we are just adding all of the cracks and things. This literally took me a long time because I added them to pretty much every single wall. So you see how I added the vampire ones and they kind of didn't look right, so here are the Jungle Adventure ones, and we just continue adding some more on the insides. And once I've done that, I then go in and add some of the what are they called? Like the floor watermarks, but they're on the walls. I add those in a couple places, and then we go outside and create this kind of table thing with the skeleton on it. I kind of thought, you know, when they crashed, somebody didn't make it. Maybe slightly morbid of me, but you know, I thought it fitted this kind of build pretty well. Give him a little IV drip and a screen. I did think about adding this light, but I kind of wanted it to look very rushed. You know, like they just crashed and they were trying to help this poor guy, and unfortunately it didn't work. And with the light there, it made it look a little bit too set up. So I'm just adding some of these posters in, because I thought, you know, they've probably been in space for a pretty long time, so they're gonna personalize it. So yeah, that you know, we're getting there. That's pretty much it now. So yeah, I really hope you have enjoyed this little speed build of the shell challenge, and it's available on the gallery. Don't know why you'd want it, but it is under REFA. You will need to enable move objects if you choose to download it. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone!